Man, look at this turnout.
Good turnout.
You guys are totally smoking the 11 and 12-year-olds. And almost, yeah, and almost all of you too, you know. A couple of repeat attendees in here too, I think. Coach different ages, so. Hey, heads up, we are recording all the meetings if you don't know that. That way we can post them on YouTube for coaches that don't come. So watch your language, keep it to
at least a PG.
yeah, at least a PG version if possible. So not that that ever happens on a ball field or anything at your ages, you know.
Yeah.
So, right?
Yep.
So
Yep, absolutely.
all right, so we're not going to keep you long. It's going to be a real simple process. You all ought to know baseball by now. You're doing 13 and 14U. How many 13Us we got? Oh, more 13s than 14s. So get you in, get you out. If you need game balls when we're done, you'll just go straight back and get them. If you need equipment, hang out here. Give you clipboards, you fill it out. If you need catcher gear, otherwise, if you don't need catcher gear, you'll see Teresa over there. She'll take care of you on your game balls, get you out the door. So,
Anybody new to the league this year? Just a couple. A little bit of background about us. We're a nonprofit organization. We've been in existence since 1960, so we're coming up on our 60-year anniversary next year. My name's Tim. I'm on the board. Most of you know Rod. He's on the board also, and also league coordinator. Teresa is our assistant league coordinator, works in the office at the front desk. Our other board members aren't here tonight. Unfortunately, I guess we drew the short straws, so we're here.
and David is our tech media guy.
Yeah. So he's making it all happen
Man
for
with a
us.
plan, which we're going to try and do pictures, live video footage from the parks.
Try to drive around
all
with a
that
golf
stuff
cart and
this
do some
year.
live streaming this year, kind of make it a little interesting for parents so they can.
Hopefully
log
we
in.
can get Tim to do a little drone work going.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So, maybe go
So,
little
and
aerial
add
shots.
a little bit of fun the next year, you know,
Yeah.
as we go into the 60 year. So.
A little bit about the fields and concessions. The city, we rent the fields from the city, so every year we get a bill from the city for the field usage. We don't own those or we don't maintain them. That's all up to the city of O'Fallon. Concessions are ran by the city of O'Fallon also, so if you've got a problem with concessions, you can call us, but we're just going to tell you to call the city hall. So if you got a problem with hot dogs being cold or whatever, you just need to call City Hall and let them know what's going on up there with concessions. We strictly operate off of league fees only. We get no subsidies from the city. We get no kickbacks from the concessions. So whatever your kids pay to play is how we function. So we get no other support. That's about it on the league, unless you guys got some questions about our league and how we operate. We'll move on.
We're going to get the big question out of the way before we go into the rules real quick. Big question is, everybody wants to know, okay, are we starting April 8th? We have a green light with the city. We will start the week of April 8th. I have a late date of March 29th for schedule release, but I'm positive and very confident it could be as early as Monday, if not sooner. Okay? So,
Week from yesterday.
yeah, so no, they're moving along very well. Everything looks good. If you haven't turned in conflicts, please don't send them to me now because I'm going to cuss you out under my breath.
You should do it now if you brought these.
That's right. Yeah.
So, but everything else looks good, so they should be out any time now, the way it's going. So,
Okay.
all right, he's got us already on the baseball. So, like the other ones, the other meetings that we've gone through, all the games are governed by official baseball rules as compiled and adopted by the Major League Commissioner of Baseball, except where such rules are a variance with any rule as set forth by league rules. So basically what that comes down to, this is not a rule book unless you're going to, it's a rule book you need to read and you need to understand where you can get in trouble and where you can't get in trouble. But otherwise, when it comes to baseball, don't go out and try and argue a baseball rule because very few of them are you going to find in here. So basically the line I use is, this is not the holy grail of baseball. It's Major League Baseball. Rules is the rules. Okay? Baseballs be used in league game will be those selected by the board of directors. There are 1030s again, Wilsons, same ones. So each team shall provide a new baseball in the beginning of each game. The home team shall provide the third ball, which should be in like new condition. Make sure you get your game balls back at the end of the game. That way you get 12 practice balls when it's over. Older boys, it's a little bit harder half the time. You know, you pop them out of the way. Hopefully you got younger people that'll run and chase them down, but just the way it goes. Any team that does not provide a new game ball will consider this their first game warning, and that team loses the right to protest or argue any calls. So remember that at ground rules. If you come across a team that doesn't have their game ball, be like, hey, yeah, I'll give you one of mine, but remember, you can't argue nothing in this game. Most people totally forget that
Yeah.
part. So, you want to do the next one?
I don't even know where you're at. I'm still trying to get caught up.
13U, 5480.
Yep.
Right, all you coming out of 12U to 13U, it's a big difference. I'm telling you. Well, all your 13U games are going to be on Westhoff 1, with the exception if you have to go to Flint Hill or somewhere.
Or St. Paul had
Or
one,
St. Paul. No, they don't have any 13U. So, at least it's an all dirt field. Yeah.
So that was a question I was going to ask. I was 13U last year, and all of our fields are all of our games are on Westhoff 1. Are we going to get, as 14U, are we going to get some games on Ozzie this year?
All your games are on A.
with the
Okay.
dirt mound.
Okay.
Dirt mound, and I highly recommend you be teaching your kids right now to charge the ball, because that ball will die.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
The grass infield.
One, the one at the bottom of the hill.
Westhoff 1 is that when you pull into Westhoff, it's when you pull into Westhoff from the school, it's right there.
That first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, they fixed all that.
They put all brand new fencing. They put all brand new fencing around 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all 1, 2, and 3 all have new fencing. So
Okay, fantastic. That's great.
And basically, we moved the 13Us from B, where we
Yeah.
used to play them, to 1, because when they changed, tried to make adjustments on the field, they made the backstop deeper. So basically, it's better for the 13-year-olds play on 1 than it is, you know, and then we leave the 12s up on B. It's a shorter backstop. So it's basically just a age thing more than anything. So I like Westhoff 1. I always have, you know.
they did leave the cover, which was nice.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But definitely on the 14U, have them charged. Anybody that played fall ball, they know that grass is not typical grass for an infield. So it's typically a little bit too tall. Yeah, and it will kill that ball. So if your kids are waiting for it, you're already going up to 60 feet, you know what I mean? 60 feet pitching and 90-foot bases, so you're adding more
Yeah.
space on, and then that ball dies. So if they're not moving, there's gonna be a lot of late throws, basically.
Yep.
So. We were actually talking to 11s and 12s in the meeting and telling them you might as well get them used to charging now. That's the biggest problem, is they play on all dirt fields all the time, and they get kind of what I call lazy, you know. They don't want to, they're waiting for the ball to come to them.
When here they're gonna fix those humps.
They're supposed to be fixed, yeah.
Cause that was a ramp.
Yeah, they were supposed to cut everything out, and I talked to Eric from the city the other day, and they said they'll have it ready. So as long as the weather keeps going the way it is now, and should be okay. So if you ever have any problems with the field, shoot a message, whether it's a plate, lip, or whatever. You know, and then we pass it on to the city, and they try and get it taken care of. So we can't fix it if we don't know. So.
And we have to let the city know to fix it anyhow. We have to let the city know to fix it anyhow. 'Cause
Right, right. But a lot of times what happens is coaches get ticked off about something, and they don't say anything to anybody, and then it stays that way forever. And, you know, and I can assure you, most of your umpires are not going to come out and say, hey, man, that's a terrible lip on that field, you know?
Yeah.
It's not their top priority.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. So. All right, free substitution. We all know that, right? Bat roster free sub. You're not doing 9 with subs or anything. Keep in mind, if you got a player that's not going to be there, don't put them on the lineup. Add them on after they get there. Okay, because if for some reason they come around to their at bat and they're not there, now you're going to have an out. But you can add them anytime during the ball game. When you do add them, let's say they come after you started the game, they cannot go into the field until they bat. Okay.
What that does is it eliminates, and we had it happen, somebody walk in from late, they were down losing, right? Team was losing. They walk in, walk right out onto the field, didn't bat, just went into the pitcher's position, ended up shutting the other team down, came back in, he was up to bat next and cranked the home run.
Crank the home run while the ball game.
So, so we kind of took a stance, if you're going to come in late, then you're going to at least bat before you go out and take your
Everybody
defensive
thought he was a
position.
rigger, but it actually was JV and varsity. So it was a JV kid that played in a JV game. That's why he was late. He played over
Yeah, he played a varsity game.
at Ozzie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then came over and played over
Yeah,
on
he just
4.
walked right onto the
He was
field,
just
right
a
out to the
talent. He was
mound
just a
and-
talented kid, but
Yeah.
everybody thought, oh
Yeah,
man, this is a
coach was a
rigger.
little upset about that.
Good rule, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just try to keep it all fair, you know.
We already all know about the trips and everything, right? To the mound. Don't have to go into details on that. Right.
Probably
5
just-
innings pitch, playing 7 innings. You all are responsible for controlling how much you throw your pitchers in a week, okay? So there is no way for us to track that. Hopefully you all are using some common sense out there. Don't abuse these kids. We had an umpire that was a pitcher, played for North, Zumwalt, and by the time, remember him? And by the time he got ready to go into college, he had to have Tommy John. Got overthrown. So you're at the ages, that's the worst time right there. You can really do some damage to them. 13 and 14. So, right?
The only other thing is what bat restriction for 14s.
Yeah, I am. 14 U's -5 is what we have here. Okay, if you got any parents buying bats, I totally recommend they just go ahead and buy the Misha standard for high school.
Yeah,
Go ahead
especially
and
if
go
they're
with
going
a
on.
-3. I mean, if they need to go with a -5, that's why we have it, because we're not a complete all select at 14U, or anything of that nature. So we allow the -5, but if they got to buy bats, I would. If they're going to play any high school ball, they ought to go ahead and be swinging -3.
That was a question I had for you. So I have a couple of kids on the team that have -3s. I have one kid that's got a -9, so he's going to need to get a new bat, I assume.
Yeah, if he's playing 14U, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
-5 is the
Yep.
is the top. Okay.
Yeah.
That's for 13 and 14, right?
No.
No, 13 there is no restriction, yeah, just 14.
13U, swing away.
Yep.
14U. I like the fact that we still do -5. Kind of creates a little bit of a
Yeah.
dilemma sometimes with the kids, because, if they are going to play school, they ought to just go ahead and have a -3 anyway. But. So, let's see here.
That's about it for that.
Yep.
If you guys are home team and you're playing the last game of the night, please pull the bases, throw them in the dugout for us. That helps us as board members because we have to go around and pull bases every night. So if you're the home team playing last game, if you could just send your kids out, grab the bases, throw them in one of the dugouts, that'd help us out so we can get out of there quicker at night when we're out there running around golf carts.
If you're on A, though,
Oh, yeah, A, you don't have to.
14U,
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Those bases basically stay there all the time, and if they need to pull them, they pull them before they try and
Right,
level
yeah.
everything out. So. Yep. Any questions on anything? Anything from last year? No.
Metal spikes, What age does that start at? Is that 13?
13U, but you can't do them on the mounds.
Unless it's unless you're playing 14U on the dirt mound.
Yeah, 13.
No portable mounds.
No portable mounds. Can you wear metal spikes? So,
So,
They can wear them, but they can't pitch with
pitch with them, yes. Unless you're 14U or over.
them. We're not.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Next.
About the clapping rule, we got get in trouble with our boys, because the boys would clap when the guy's pitching, and they're saying that's not allowed.
Well, you know, I mean, technically it's not,
Okay.
Yeah.
you know. I mean, it happens. You see it all the time. You see it in tournament
They said
play.
they
but-
would take one of the boys out of the game next time they caught him.
Yeah, but theoretically, no. You know, you're not supposed to. It's kind of, that's really kind of no different than, hey, batter, 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 swing. You know, the old school. You know, I know you see it. You know, yeah, it's all going to depend on the umpire how intense they are about it. But I mean, most of the time, you know, try not to affect.
If they figure it's an over,
It's kind of like a runner at third coming down halfway down the baseline, clapping their hands. You know what I mean? I mean, they're only doing one thing. Am I wrong? Yeah, they're basically trying to intimidate the pitcher,
Yeah,
confuse
or-
the pitcher.
They take off from first and they fall down yelling, screaming like they got hurt.
Yeah, we've had that too. A lot of creativity out there.
Yeah. Try to get the pitcher distracted. They take off and then they act like they trip and lay there and scream like they're hurt.
Yeah.
Does that also still go with like white gloves or white wristbands on the mound?
Yeah, you can't do
have
that. No.
Yeah, if you look in the white book, it'll show you.
Yeah.
You know, same way with your sleeves. You know, any under sleeves can't be white.
Sunglasses?
I don't care if they wear sunglasses, as long as they're not mirrored. As long as they're not mirrored.
Yeah, not mirrored.
Just have to take them off.
Yeah. But
White laces,
yeah,
that's a no as well.
yeah, white or gray technically.
Shoelaces?
No,
On the
glove.
On the glove, yeah.
laces, yeah.
Yeah, on the glove.
Anything that's going to blend in with the ball release, basically, is all you have to worry about. But sunglasses, you know, it's one of those things, depending on what field you're on anyway, you know. But the mirrored you can't do, you know. But standard sunglasses. I wouldn't want to, personally, if I was 14U pitching, I wouldn't want to have sunglasses on. You know what kind of shots you have? Take a shot back to the head. It's going to do more damage to you with them on than with them off. Now, over there when you're 9U playing on field G, totally different story. I'd have big old goggles on, dark, because it's 6 p.m. You can't see nothing.
Yeah, it's right down the line. Yeah, it's horrible.
But A's not too bad. You got that little bit of time frame there. Between 6:30,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. You got a little bit of sun. It's normally coming in directly across, you know, but not too bad. Anything else we had last year? Nothing now. We'll hear about it later.
Yeah.
Is there a rule about playing high school ball and for this league at the same time?
You know, that's gonna depend on the coach.
Coach, yeah. Yeah, we don't have a rule against it.
Theoretically, Misha doesn't really want you playing an exterior sport most of the time. Yeah. Now, technically, it all really comes down to you know, if
That's
they're
what-
playing like freshman ball or whatever,
Yeah.
and then plus playing 14U, it's really going to come down to most of the time it's the head coach of the school team that says, because if they get hurt in the 14U wreck,
Or if you
League.
overpitch them, then they can't pitch for them. And
right?
And I know Zumwalt East won't allow their freshmen to play
Yeah.
exterior.
That's why our JV and varsity, we don't even start till June, till they're out of school, which we do have for you all 14U, and we do have a JV and varsity that we play, but we don't start until June. Saves everybody a lot of headaches. So. But otherwise, this is
Yeah.
a simple age.
yeah,
It's pretty
yeah,
good.
we don't have to do a lot of explaining.
Lineup sheets. Everybody ought to know the drill by now. First name, last name, number, please.
Yep.
Coaches. Okay. you got to have at least 2 on your roster. Don't register your team with just 1. Because basically what's going to happen is the umpires are going to come out, it's going to be on the card, tells them there's only 1 coach capable of coaching. So that means you got somebody in the dugout and you got 2 coaches on the field, well then you're going home and then now nobody can coach. Okay? And federal regulations now require things due to the U.S. gymnastics. So that's why the background checks have changed this year. They've gotten more in depth because of that whole situation. That's what's going on now. So
They're actually a lot more lenient on us since we're a local league and not a national or international league. There'd be a lot more we'd have to adhere to if we were played across state lines.
interstate play.
So
So I've got 2 or 3 dads stepping up to help me this year because I lost some from the fall. Should I just tell 2 of them to,
If I was you, anybody helping you,
yeah, I mean, they're,
anybody helping you, I would have get registered and get a background check.
okay.
Okay? Because now that there's federal regulations, basically what it comes down to is that opens everybody up for lawsuits. And I know you hate to talk about lawsuits, but that's basically what it comes down to. So if you allow somebody to coach and then you find out something happens and then it finds out that you didn't take the time, you know what I mean? And then unfortunately, because we require the coaches to be registered, if you don't, then you're not going to fall under the OCAC umbrella, and then you're going to be sticking out there solo. So you're just better off. Yeah. You get some teams that have 1 registered, and you have some teams that have 6. So it all depends on who all's helping them, really.
and the background check's good for 2 years. So
Yeah, it's good for 2 years. So. All right. Anything else?
No. I don't have anything.
Peaceful crowd.
Yeah.
All right, if you need catcher's gear, stay put. If you don't need catcher's gear, Teresa will meet you back there. She'll give you your game balls and everything. And like I said, I would probably plan on by Monday. I'll shoot an email to everybody when they're ready. But
Thanks.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks for coming
Thank you
out.
guys for.
we're trying to save you all extra trips. We're trying not to